Greetings viewers and welcome back to a new episode of Titan Repairs. Today I have a new toy here on my bench. It is an ELM Eco Pro 2 disc resurfacing machine. However, there's a little bit of a catch with this. It doesn't work. Can we fix it up or did I waste my money? Let's find out. So yeah, here it is in all its glory, the ELM Eco Pro 2 disc resurfacing machine. Now I paid $650 for this on eBay. And normally these things go for, what is it, $1,800, $1,900 brand new. I was looking for them on Black Friday, but I missed the best deals. So I was looking around on eBay, maybe trying to find a used one for maybe about $1,000, and then I came across this one. This is basically how it came out of the box. It's pretty dirty, so obviously it's been used. But the listing said that it has clogged compound lines, which seem to be a kind of common problem with these things when they've been sitting around for a little bit of time. So the polishing compound just dries up in the lines and that's it. So basically where I kind of got this idea from was when I was doing the, well, I've been wanting one of these for a while, but when I was doing the PS2 game unboxing video, a lot of them were pretty scratched up, which has kind of accelerated it. Plus I'm going to be launching my website soon. And I figured this could be another source of revenues that people send in their games. So if I can get this working, this is going to be a fantastic addition to my arsenal of tools here. So, but that is if we can get it working. I will be replacing all the pads. I will be getting new compound because it did not come with a whole lot of compound. And I believe it only has 17 minutes, or yeah, 17 minutes left from what I saw in the pictures. And these actually use a proprietary card. So it's kind of like a subscription service, which is kind of stupid if you ask me, but what can you do? I've looked at other professional machines, they all do the same thing, so. Okay, so I think we are ready to test it. What is pretty cool is that it did come with all the stuff in that, I guess originally came with it. Like I do have the original packing slip, but as I was going through some of the paperwork, here's the interesting thing I found within the paperwork was that it actually does look like it has been sent into ELM before to clear out a compound clog. So it says replace parts as needed, probably didn't. Maybe the lines, the clean lube, the lined as needed, insured shipping, blah, blah, blah. So this has had this issue before. And what is pretty interesting was, and that was just in February of 2024. So this has been almost a year and a half, going on 2 years of it since that work was done, so I don't think it's been used that much. And the original purchase date was November of 2023 during a Black Friday sale. Yeah, this might have only had one bottle of compound go through it. That's my theory, at least. Also explain why it's dirty but in great condition otherwise. All right, so it pops up, opens up, 17 minutes left. All right, so let's see how to clear a clogged compound line. You got the handy instructions from ELM themselves. Step 1, skips 1 on new machines. Start by gently removing rubber pinch type compound nozzles. So these probably do have, they do sell them on the website. I'll probably just end up ordering new ones, if I'm being honest. And yeah, it says to run them under run under warm water and roll them in your fingers for clear out any dried compound. We do have dried compound in here, and it all just kind of came out. So I'm going to run this under warm water real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this paper towel on because we were going to try to run it. All right, so run the compound pump in reverse by pressing start, stop, and function simultaneously. It'll run for about a minute. It's good to hear the pump going, but I can't really see. I'm struggling to see if the compound's moving. I'm gonna say probably not. Yeah, I don't see anything coming out. After it stops, run it 2 more times for a total of 3 times in reverse. So this is number 2. You know, I do think that there's some kind of a suction going on. Whoop, whoop. There's some stuff moving. Okay, and one more time. Yeah, there's a step 3 where it says add 1 ounce of tap water, but this is pretty liquidy. I have the feeling that that might have been done already. Okay, let's see if we can get some compound out of here. So what does it say? Stop at function. There we go. And you got to hold it and then press function. Yeah, that's definitely not coming out, but I can see in the nozzles, actually. I know y'all can't see it, but yeah, there's definitely compound encrusted in there, so I don't think this is going to pump anything out. Let's let it run for a second here. Yeah, I'm poking at one of the clogs here. That is solid as a rock. Yeah, this isn't going to come out very easily. So we'll just stop that. But I do want to prime it, just make sure the water nozzles are working. So we'll do in that. So it is. I see some drops coming out, but it's bubbling. Okay, so, all right. Well, I'm pretty satisfied that everything seems to be working as it should. So I guess the next thing we got to do is start tearing into this thing. All right, so I'm definitely going to be taking lots of pictures. Make sure I got everything correct. So we got 4 screws there. We'll remove these first. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dirty, so we will absolutely be cleaning that out at some point. I want to make sure, get this all working first before we do anything like that. Take this out. I feel like there should be screws here, but they're missing. So let's take these out. Everything's pretty greased up in there. We'll have to re-grease everything later. We'll leave all that for now, but let's flip this over. There's some screws on the bottom. I don't know yet if we got to remove these 3. I'd imagine we do, because I'm sure it's probably holding like this down. All right, this is coming up. Let's actually take this out. No, we'll come back to that. God, that is greasy. All right, so now what else do we got here? Okay, so the lines coming in. Yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a pain. Should probably take the thing off on the bottom. Oh, there's compound down there. We got a ruptured line. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah, look down here. We got compound coming out over here. Oh, what a mess. I think this is going to end up turning into a bigger project than I anticipated. Yeah, we got compound dripping down. At least we know it works up until that point. Yeah, this is what I was talking about here. We got compound down here too. So yeah, it's looking like the issue is a busted line. Or maybe I busted it while I was running that pump, seeing if I could clear it. It is unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if it's just a busted line, we can probably, it's just black hose. I should be able to find that easy enough. So yeah, I know a lot of this is gonna be pretty difficult to see, so. Okay, this looks like it just slides off. Yep. So I'm just gonna remove this to make my life easier. Okay, I believe there are 4 screws I have to take out, holding this onto the chassis, and I'm hoping that those are the ones that have to come off next. Kind of fell off. Yeah, we're still hung up on something. I think it's on something underneath the lid. Okay, what I think I'm hung up on is these 3 screws here. So let's just take those out real quick. At least I hope that's what I'm hung up on. Because I can't get it to go back down. Yep, that was it. Okay, it's just a bunch of wires and stuff. So to make my life a little easier here and kind of isolate this so nothing's flipping and flopping all over the place, I'm going to undo this connector. And there's a connector here. This wire down here. This connector. That's what I need. All right. Then we gotta snake that through the top here. And we're totally free. So this will make life a hell of a lot easier. Okay. Now we can just focus just on the lid here, because we also have to remove this part as well. All right. So next thing I want to do is I want to try and get this corner piece off here. Okay, can I blow this out? Yes, I can. So that's now clear. But I think I will still soak it. Oh, there's so much dry compound all over my bench. Alright, so I bet I have to remove this, but it does look just like tape, so hopefully I can replace it. And this is the side. It appears I have leak coming from. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I see why this wasn't coming out when I was tugging on it. So these do have to come off. But where is all this coming from? Oh my god, there's just so much. I think I might know why. That's the thing, I don't see a break in the line. Not on this one, at least. But, you know what? Comparing it to the other side that does not have compound coming out, these don't look like they're in, almost like they're not in far enough. Yeah, almost looks, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see on camera. Let me see if I can zoom in. I can always crop in post, but almost looks like there's stuff coming out of this fitting. So I'm kind of wondering if when there's one in for service, they didn't put it back together properly. I mean, if you look on this side here, see like the hose is more in? Either these popped out, or it wasn't serviced correctly. Because this hose should be all the way up to this ridge here. Same with this. So this is probably where that compound was coming out. Probably just shooting out. I am not seeing any kind of breaks or anything. Which is a good thing, because then I don't have to go about replacing any of these lines and tracking them down. It's just really a matter of fixing the damage. Yep. Yeah, so that's good news. But I still need to get all these out. So we do need to take off the lid. Okay, so we got a bunch of screws here we gotta remove. And there should be 2 more. Is there something hidden that I'm not seeing? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. We had a screw hidden. There we go. Guess that's like a filter. I wonder if I can just kind of rinse that off. Yeah, there we are. We'll just kind of tuck that out of the way because we gotta remove more stuff. And we'll remove these pads because I need to get these nozzles off. Well, that's a water nozzle. That can actually stay put. Okay. So this actually will just pop out. This one almost seems like it's being held in by something. Which looks like it's this. So it looks like the next thing we gotta do is remove these pads. Okay, yeah. Take this one out first. Okay, can we just blow it out from here? No. So let me clean this up a little bit. Might as well while we're in here, right? Yeah, nothing there. Wow, this nozzle is so plugged up. Let me see if I have something I can unplug this with. God, this is super clogged. There we go. I should have just went with the compressed air from the get-go. Holy shit. Okay, I think we found the way to unclog these. Okay, let's try not to make too much of a mess this time. We'll go in from the back here. There we go. Okay, now I gotta remember went what, like this, I believe, and like this. No, I think it was like this. Alright, so now we gotta reroute this back in. Yeah, we'll just pull it through the bottom for now. Pretty sure that's where I had it. I believe that was correct. Just gonna consult the picture real quick. Yeah. Yeah, it goes waterline, black line, waterline, black line. And yeah. Okay, so now we have the joy of pulling the other one out. Maybe I'll clean this up first. It's just so much crap. All right, let's try this again. Do it with the compressed air. So that seemed to work pretty well. Except not this time. Let's try and take this top piece off first. Well, the nozzle. Backwards, I think was how I went last time. Yeah, there we go. Although the nozzle, I think we're gonna have to do a little more work too. I think we're gonna have to take the pick and pick it out again. This is seriously hard. Yes, I think what I'm going to do to prevent this when I get this working is I have a collection with a few hundred games in it, and some of them are not in as good a condition as others. So if I'm not using this for my business as too often, what I'll do is I'll just like maybe once a month, once every couple weeks or whatever, just throw one of my discs in. If I do it that way, then it'll definitely take a while to, it'll take me a while to go through the whole thing, so. In my collection alone, probably go through the 800 minutes that they charge for this, so. There we go, I think we're clear. But it's not as clear as I would like it to be. The other one's perfectly clear, this one, not so much. Still have some dried compound. Okay, so I did run this under my sink for a minute to try and break it up a little bit, but yeah, it didn't really do anything. So I have super hot water in here. I'm just going to drop that in and kind of let it soak itself up a little bit. But we do have this line, and this should be the last line that's plugged. So we'll set this one aside just because. Then we'll do the same thing here. This actually fits better because now I can fit the whole thing in there. All right, let's see. Or it just shoots it right out. All right, so we had something come out, so I think this will work. Shove that in a little more. Very nice. That one is now clear. So yeah, I think that's the trick to this machine. I mean, if anybody is found this video because they have clog lines, if you're willing to take it apart, it just seems like this duster. You just shove it in the hose and give it a squeeze, and it seems to blow it out pretty well. All right, so really all it is just this nozzle. That's the only problem child we have right now. But what I will do while we wait is move these in more. Because I think what might have actually happened, why these might be out, it might not have been anything that anybody did. I think when it got plugged up, it put so much pressure on it as the motor was running, it pulled this out a little bit. And then, yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. So we'll just move this one back into place. And I think there was another one here, but I think I already fixed that one. Yeah, we'll get back to that one later. Okay, so yeah, I'll let this soak for a little bit. My camera's actually on the verge of overheating anyway, so I'll take a break from this and be right back. All right, so as this was soaking, I was actually just testing it and I blew it out. So this is already clear, so that is good because now we can finish putting this back together. I would like to clean up some of this compound that's inevitably getting freaking everywhere. Okay, and then this should slide over if it'll let me. Was this supposed to go this way? No, wait, this goes here. Oh, damn it. Forgot something here. And I went upside down. This has to go on here. And I had this upside down. So it should be like that. Whoops. And let's give this a quick blow. I'm just gonna give this a quick wipe down. So we'll just pull this out for now. So we can reconnect this. Yeah, how do all the lines look? Everything looks good there. Waterline popped out there a little bit. Okay. We are making some sort of progress. All right, so now we can start putting these screws back in. All right, very good. Oh my God, I am such an idiot. I forgot to put this back in. All right, hold on. Let me get this back apart and put this back in. Okay, we are apart again. And it should go, I don't think it matters which way this goes. Because the screws are going to line up there. Okay, and then these got to go back on. Okay, I am an idiot again, and this has to go over this. So let me get this apart again, and then we'll put this back together. Yes, that makes sense. Right there. Just make sure these black things are off to the side. We're going to press down on the okay. Might be some promise here. Okay, we are almost in. Nozzles are just a little bit out of place. Haha, there we go. Slide this piece back in. It's for the latch. Okay, now I think we can put this back together. Okay, so I don't think we can reuse this tape. Yeah. It's no longer sticky. We'll just have to use something else. Okay, maybe let's try this. Because I think it was something like this, where you had the thicker hoses here, then it went into the thinner hoses, and back out with the thick hoses. Yeah, something like that. Because then it goes into the T here, and then this hose connects and goes out. So yeah, something along that line. Alright, before we fully commit to where these lines are going to go, we'll just tuck them out of the way for now because we got to put this in here. And how I think how this works is once these wheels are on... Oh wait, wrong spot. Once these wheels are on, this kind of goes around, and I think as this spins, it kind of forces, because this tubing is very flexible, I think it forces the solution or the compound through the lines, and then it comes out, works its way and comes out of the nozzles up here. So that's my guess at least. Because there's not a traditional pump on here. Yeah, I think I might have cracked the code on this. Just rotate the wheels around. Ah, damn it. Okay, let's try this another way. Okay, so what I'm trying this time is locking the top upper parts of the hoses in place. Get these in a general area. Oh, keeps popping the wheels off. Oh my god, this is so absolutely frustrating. Yeah, maybe it's supposed to go counterclockwise. Yeah, I think these hoses are supposed to be tighter too, so we'll tighten these up a little bit. Sorry, my camera died there, but I pulled all these back a little bit to make this a little tauter. Actually, it does seem like it was originally. So all we have to do before we seal this one up is put a little grease on. Just kind of slather it all over. Just use my finger because they're completely greasy right now as it is, so it's a little more grease gonna do. Yeah, this will all eventually work its way where it has to go, so I'm not worried. Then we gotta drop this on. I'm just gonna put a little grease on here as well. Because why not? We'll just drop this into place. And then we can't screw this down until we put this in, but I do want to wash this, so I'm gonna go wash this on my own and take a break for tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow. So there is some grease here from just me touching it, so let me just clean this up real quick so we can get a nice, good adhesion with the tape. And we cut it at the other angle. That didn't quite cover there, so we'll do one more. There we go. I don't think it'll win any beauty pageants, but I think it'll be good enough for what we need it for. So we can put this back on. Just kind of plop this in place. And I'm just going to put a couple screws in here for now, because I do need to take this back out. I just want to make sure that this stays in place so then the screws, the pulleys and stuff don't move anywhere. So we'll just put 2 screws in for now, just to hold it in place. So now we can start putting this back together. So we'll need to put this on, and then we'll have to take that thing off because then we gotta line this up and put these screws on. If I remember how this goes. Alright, might as well plug these connectors in. So this first connector here goes into the control board here. And this only goes in one way. And push the tabs in, lock it in place. Okay, and this yellow one, 3-prong connector. Okay, so this goes to the power switch. So we'll snake it up back here. I think that's how it was originally. This one goes here. Okay, so something didn't seem right to me, so I have this apart again, because after I had everything together, this was flipping and flopping all over, and I don't remember it doing that before. Now I had this installed on top here, and that was an error. This actually goes underneath here, like that. Because if you remember, I was hung up on this before. So we should be good now. Okay, that single screw should hold everything in place. Okay, so I'm going to take these screws back out so we can put the top piece back on. I'm actually wondering why there's no screws here. I wonder if they originally were designed for that. I think it would make sense to have screws there if they actually have threads in there that holds this piece in. But maybe it's just not needed. Or is designed for that, and then they were like, well, we actually don't need that because this piece is going to hold everything together. Just my thinking, at least. Beautiful. Oh, we need that back open. Got to put this back in. Alright, there's a couple more things we got to do. Then we'll be able to test and see if all this works. We gotta get this back in place. Okay, this might be a little crude, but let's have a roll of paper towels hold it up for a moment. Because I need a little more slack here. Again, just like anything else I do, there's probably an easier way to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. If I can just get one screw in. Well, I think that actually went there. Damn it! Yeah, I don't remember which way this clip went, or which hole it went in, but I'm sure on this one it'll be fine. It would have probably been better just laying it down and then screwing in this way, but then y'all wouldn't have been able to see it, so this is the way I did it. Alright, got the hoses up here. Ah, damn it. Son of a bitch. This is one of those things I need like multiple hands for. Maybe I can go in from underneath here. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, I don't remember if the compound line came out on this side or the water line came out on this side or if they were flipped, but I don't think it matters. So, yeah. Yeah, there we go. If we can just get this power port through here, and then I think we should be okay. Something's caught up on something here. Oh, the wire's caught up. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be here. Okay, we'll swap that. Yeah, this is actually supposed to go on that side. And hey, it looks like I found an easier way to be doing this. This is what I should have done from the beginning. Wait a minute, I got a picture of this. I'll know exactly how this is put together. No, I did have it right, but just in kind of the wrong orientation. And so if you're taking apart one of these yourself, you did the dumb thing of completely taking it apart like I did. Goes back this way. Okay, now should be tucked out of the way enough to get this back together. like that. So we just got these 4 screws left, and then we can test it. Okay. All right, so real quickly, I'm gonna fix this before we test it, but I was taking a look at the picture, and it looks like the plastic connector pops out of the back here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that real quick. All right, here we go. So I have the water and the compound here set to the side. Of course, I'll do the more permanent solution later, but yeah, let's power it up. Okay, we're off to a good start, though this doesn't seem to go up as well anymore. I think the gas piston might be going bad. Okay, so we do have to prime the system. So first thing we'll do is we'll put a paper towel down, catch all this stuff. All right, so we got the compound pump on. But it's probably going to take a few attempts because it's got to pull it all the way through the entire system.
A few moments later.
Oh, I see some coming through. There we go. All right. That is exactly what we want to see. So we'll stop that. And we got to prime the water. This will probably take a little less time, just because it's already water in the lines, but yeah, like I already see it dripping out of one. I don't see it coming out of the other one yet.
Eventually.
It's coming out of one nozzle really good now. All right, we probably have to run it again. Wait, there we go. See it coming out of the other nozzle now. We'll just let it run through this cycle just to make sure there's no air in the line. Even though it does seem like it's coming out really good now. Alright, so that is awesome. I'm so happy. So now we can give this a good test. So what I did was I went through the trash and I pulled this out. And this is that Disney DVD that I pulled out of the Roach Infested PS3 disc drive, where they were just completely scratched to hell. So I think that would be a good test, because I'm probably never going to use it anyway. So it's probably going to need multiple runs. Alright, let's see how that did. Okay, so it's definitely way better. It's way shinier. I can still see some surface scratches. So we're going to run this through again. I'm going to run this through for a minute. I know there's not a lot of time left on this thing, but yeah, I mean, pretty much now that I know this is confirmed working, I'm pretty much going to order new supplies, new pads, everything. I'm going to order an entire kit. So yeah, this is great. At least I can get a little started. I mean, I do have plenty of compound here. Yeah, there's still some surface scratches on here. I don't think that these are the aggressive pads. There's multiple pads you can get. I'm not sure. These might, or they could just be worn out. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely loads better. And I could just keep running it through, but I don't care about this Disney DVD. So let's do a real test here, though. All right, so what I have here are 2 games that I've purchased at a Goodwill. I meant to get them resurfaced. They've actually been sitting near my front door to be resurfaced. They're not super bad, but just like usual scuffs. So they've been sitting by my door for like a year now. So I'm sure my wife will be happy that something's finally being done with these. So we'll run it for 30 seconds first. We'll see. This one's just got some surface scratches, and it looks like it was probably in a slim because it's got that ring that goes around it. And if the laser ribbing comes loose in the slims, you can actually put a ring around. So I think that might have been what it was from, if I was going to guess. All right, so we're drying now. Oh my god, that came out pretty much perfect. There's still a little bit of a ring around there. If I ran this through one more time, it'd probably be okay. But I'm not going to do that just right away because I want to see how Sly 3 comes out. Ooh, we got 3D glasses. It's been, like I said, it's been like a year since I've opened this. Pretty sure I got these at a Goodwill. And yeah, this one must have been the same owner, same thing. We got the, I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but we got the ring that goes around. So let's see if it gets rid of this one. Wow. It's still there. If I ran it through one or two more times, I'm sure that would go away. But in terms of all the other scratches and everything, it is way less pronounced than it was before. So yeah, like I said, if I run this through one or two more times, I'm sure it'll be fine. But other than that, I mean, that thing is like mirror finish everywhere else. So I'll continue to play around with it. I just don't have a lot of time left on this. I only have 10 minutes left. And I would like to run through some games that I want to sell. So I'm going to call it right there for now on my own stuff. So yeah, I think I did pretty good on this. $650 in on this. And if, say, this doesn't really work out for me, I can just go ahead and sell this. And I'll probably make more than what I have into it. Like I said, I think these go for about $1,000 used. But even if I got a little less, I'm still up. But yeah, so I think I'm going to... When I do launch the website, which will be soon, by the way, I will be offering disc resurfacing services. And yeah, this will be great for the games I sell as well. So can't really complain. And I do think that the clog lines are probably going to be a issue going forward as well. But I got a few hundred games in my game collection, and a lot of those can probably use a bit of a cleaning at the very least. So I can run those through this thing, and they'll be good as new, and it should also keep those fluids moving through here. And even if the worst case scenario, it does clog again, I've got the experience now going through this. So it won't be as painful the second time around, especially now that I understand how this thing works. I went completely blind in this video, so so that if I have to open it up and unclog the lines, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. So yeah, I guess with that said, thank you so much for coming along with me on this video. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.